Welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading. So I just did a little mini read about this on my TikTok. That's, the information for that is in the description box below, but I was so inspired that I wanted to do a full-blown reading about this because I thought this was such a cool idea. This was something that my guides brought to me this morning, and I'm just amped about it. I'm jazzed. So today is really going to be looking at what are you healing in the astral realm? I have experienced this personally, but I also have noticed this within my collective that I am connected to, where there's been a huge amount of healing that happens in the astral. Now, I will also say, even if you're kind of, stumbling across my page for the first time, or my channel, excuse me, for the first time, if we don't have the pleasure of knowing each other yet, I think this found you for a reason, right? And a lot of the times when we do work in the astral, sometimes we remember, what we're doing. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we wake up with that feeling where we just we don't know why, we just feel really different all of a sudden. These can all be signs that you're making major progress while you sleep, like in the astral. This can also happen in deep meditation. So it's not limited to sleeping time, but it's when you're in an altered state, or your consciousness has the ability to traverse into other realms, other areas, other places than it is when you are normally, awake, walking around, all that good jazz. Excuse me. And the astral is usually a place where we can commune with our guides more easily. We can commune with other people and their higher selves. So this is where issues get worked out. There can be progress made without the heavy burden and, I'm going to say, obstruction of ego in the way. So even if, you are like, oh, I don't remember dreaming about anything, or, nothing comes to mind, I didn't feel totally different, I would say if this reading called out to you, it found you, and you're here, this is for you, right? So let's look at what you are healing in the astral realm while you're sleeping, while you're deeply meditating, whatever that might be. This also could be where if you have, dreams with symbols, you don't know what they mean, this might lend some insight, right? And they don't always have to be connected directly to what's going on in your external world, right? I don't know why it made me think of that thing in dreams where we're like, oh, I was talking to you. You didn't look like you, but I knew it was you. You know that feeling? There's kind of that energy here. I'm so sorry, you guys. My allergies and my asthma are acting up horribly. Excuse me. So this is kind of what this reading can cover. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. We have 3 piles to choose from as usual. We have pile 1 with this blue apatite. We have pile 2 with this throat chakra I speak stone. And we have pile 3 with this dendrite agate stone, the little palm stone. So take your time, as always, meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. Once you have selected one that best resonates with your energy, or you feel the most drawn to, head down to the timestamps in the description box below, and that will bring you to your corresponding selection. So with that, I'm going to start with group 1. Oh my gosh. Hi, group 1. Okay, so for you guys, I feel like there's this element here where something you're working on in the astral is you're coming into harmony, into unity with a really deep truth, like soul truth. And as opposed to, group 2 had this little throat chakra stone, as opposed to something that's necessarily spoken aloud, that's, communicated, that's kind of sort of concrete in your mind as a solid idea, a truth that you are yes, this is true to me. This feels like this is something at the soul. This feels like this is part of the your collected kind of subconscious. This also feels like this has an Akashic element to it. So in astrology, it's debated whether, the moon can talk about your subconscious, and it's debated whether or not that's more related to exclusively this lifetime, or if your moon sign and your subconscious energy demonstrated by your moon sign, excuse my burp, is related to a collective energy of the subconscious programs and experiences and emotions that you have had throughout multiple lifetimes, right? Whether it's Akashic, it's you know, the sort of, I don't want to say junk drawer of your soul, but it's kind of like all these collected experiences from multiple lifetimes that may remain unrecognized or unprocessed. So you guys are doing very, very deep soul, not even integration. It's like it was fragmented and you're putting it back together. It's like a holistic integration. I hope that makes sense. So this is kind of that energy where you might not even really be able to put it into words. This feels like this is something that's so complex and so big, it evades capture in descriptive language. But you wake up one day and you feel different. You just kind of feel like an entirely different person. You feel like you've lived another life overnight, almost, right? There's that kind of energy here. So you guys may also be timeline hopping. For some of you, what I'm getting is in the astral, you're going back to old memories, either from this lifetime or other lifetimes, and you're watching it again. Think about it like if you're familiar with EMDR therapy, I always get this wrong. Eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing, if I remember correctly. Put it in the comments if I'm wrong. I always get it wrong, and I also always want to call it EDM. But I'm like, no, wait, hang on. And so, you know, basically what it kind of entails, if I remember correctly, is that there's almost this there's bilateral stimulation of the brain while you're kind of revisiting old memories that were traumatic at the time, in order to process it from a new perspective, right? I don't know all of the information behind it, so please, you know, feel free to add as you see fit. But essentially, it's a way to revisit and re-experience old memories in a new way so you can process it differently and you're not hanging on to it. It's used a lot in trauma therapy. And so this way you're not holding on to the trauma, you're not storing it as much or as heavily as you were, right? It allows you to hopefully process and release these old memories. This kind of feels like that, but like for your soul. So this feels like in the astral, you might be almost going back to old memories and watching them happen again, or subconscious reflections and representations of old memories. It's like you're experiencing the energy again, but as a bystander this time, which I feel like a lot of you, this allows you to, get in touch with the emotions that you couldn't feel and process before, and also gain a slight, because you're in a bystander position, gain a little bit more of a detached perspective on what you're experiencing. And the point of this is, again, for that, those fragmented pieces to come back together and heal, for that sort of holistic integration. So that's very specific, but that's initially what I'm getting. But let's look at your oracle cards, and then I'll pull tarot after. Yeah, you guys are the only group that got 2 of these, by the way. I'm not okay, wow. Not surprised. So we have card 3 with nurturing. This is the Earth Star Chakra. And we have card 10, hang on, roll my sleeves up so I don't set them on fire. We have card 10 with the sacral chakra and creativity. Okay, so there's a lot of divine feminine energy here. Oh, wow, we have purpose with master teacher. So 38 reducing to a 2. Excuse me, hang on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll do this one next. Wow, okay. Sacral chakra with sunstone, deep knowing, card 6. Consciousness. See, this is exactly what I mean, you guys. And the great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Okay, so something I'm getting, first of all, for some of you, this isn't even just your consciousness. You have a collected consciousness with your soul tribe. And what you're doing is you guys are almost, okay, hang on. What I'm hearing is bearing witness. So this might be where you are a bystander as they go through as they're going through their own integration. You guys visit each other in the astral and you're working on this together. There's something about, witnessing. And this could come from a really long history of feeling invisible, right? Of not having anybody acknowledge your pain, not having anybody validate your experience. We also have this image of the lioness and her cub here. It's a very mothering empress kind of energy. So these are, again, definitely divine feminine energy here. I'm having a very hard time talking all of a sudden. So this might have really significantly impacted your communication in the past. Or again, this might be something that evades capture in words. That's why it's hard for me to get it out. But you know, with this like maternal energy depicted here, this might be where you and this soul tribe, like your soul tribe members, needed nurturing, need someone to, again, it's like need someone to witness your experience and validate your emotions, to bear witness to your emotions. These might be unhealed emotions that have been suppressed for a very, very long time. Again, possibly even back to other lifetimes. So I do feel like there is an element of soul tribe here. If you are not visiting each other, this is where you are coming into alignment with soul tribe members. This is happening no matter what. You are not only coming into alignment with soul tribe members, but with purpose here. You guys are preparing to have a shared purpose, right? You guys are aligning to soul tribe members soon because there's work to be done here. There's work that needs to happen. So not only have you had to undergo a very difficult, painful, and possibly lonely journey, oh my gosh, and are now finally, this isn't the word I was going to try to use, but the only word that I can think of now is arriving. You're finally arriving toward a group, you know, a collective of people who you really actually resonate with, who are going to show up for you in really important ways. I think this group has gone through a lot of karmic cycles, a lot of karmic connection. You've done a lot of one-on-one spiritual work with people, and you guys have reached this point of saying, I don't mind doing spirit's work, but I need something. I need support. I need to have a home, you know, a figurative place that feels like home, that I can relax in, I can restore myself in. And a lot of you guys, I'm feeling like this energy of like a hunger. It's a deep need because it's gone unmet for a very, very long time, possibly for your entire life up until this point. So you and your soul tribe, the people that you're meant to do your work with, the people you're meant to fulfill your purpose with, you guys are coming together regardless of whether or not they are assisting you or you are assisting them in this process. But for a lot of you, excuse me, I do feel like you and your soul tribe members are convening in the astral to help, like I said, bear witness to and love and support and nurture one another as you're revisiting these old, painful, traumatic memories and energies, right? You guys are doing the final processing work so you can let this go. And a good indicator that this is your message is if you've been on a healing journey, if you've been doing a lot of emotional purging, or you feel a lot of emotional purging and shadow work coming on, this is why you're doing a lot of work in the astral. And I do feel that you have other people, and again, these feel like your soul tribe, not necessarily just your spirit guides. I love that we had deep knowing coming out, because this is exactly what we're talking about with this energy, is that a lot of what you're sensing and feeling and picking up on, it's something that you can't fully explain it, because some of the, like, it's almost like it's a puzzle, and some of the pieces that you have already put together, or some of the pieces are from memories and lifetimes you don't even remember, right? They're from other lifetimes. Some of them aren't even yours. Some of them are soul tribe members, where it's feelings, it's the sense of, you know, like beliefs about yourself, beliefs about the world, beliefs about your place in it that aren't even from this lifetime. You're like, I don't know why I think this. I don't think this, but I've always felt this way. And I don't know where that comes from. You know, and I feel a lot of you, if you pick this pile, you've been on this self-work journey and this healing journey for a long time. So it's not like you are lacking in self-awareness, you're lacking in self-insight or in the motivation to gain further self-insight. I feel like this isn't like, this has this energy of you guys like leave no stone unturned when it comes to the evolution of your consciousness. Excuse me. So whatever is still remaining elusive, remaining a mystery, I feel as if the pieces can't be found in this life. They're found in other lifetimes. Again, they might not even be yours. These might be people that are in your collective, that you are so connected to in your higher consciousness that you guys almost like you help each other work through things. You experience each other's emotions, each other's wounds, as if they were your own. This might be something where I'm almost getting to, for some of you, these soul tribe members, you might not have that many, you might have only a couple, You might have a lot, but you only come into contact with a few in this lifetime. But regardless of how many soul tribe members you have, these are people where your connection, the more all of you ascend, the more connected and almost entangled you become, or at least the more aware of that entanglement you become. So it's like, I feel like a lot of you have felt very separate, very alone for most of your lives up until this point. And I feel like the farther you get into this, the more again entangled you kind of become. And because you guys are preparing to come together in the 3D very soon, this is why you are like ultra mega entangled right now. And as you're going through the last push of your healing journey, you guys are popping up in each other's dreams. You guys are popping up in the astral to help each other, to support each other, to nurture each other. You guys take turns being the nurturer and the nurtured, right? The mother and the child, essentially, regardless of gender identity or expression. And this is because you guys have this purpose coming up, so this needs to be dealt with. And I feel like this purpose has a lot to do with something that you guys are all going to create together. I want to clarify this creativity card, though, because this one's still sort of evading me. I wanted to give it a little time with channeling to see if it came through. But this one's still kind of evading me a little tiny bit. I want to look at this card but not take it. Yeah, the Three of Swords reversed, you guys are healing. There's like so much emotional purging happening. What is this one? I don't want to take it, I just want to look. The Page of Pentacles, yeah, because you're starting this new journey soon. This could be a lot of learning. You guys could be all learning together. And then the Nine of Wands reversed at the bottom. Yes, this is like the final push of your healing journey. But let's see what this is about. The Five of Cups reversed, absolutely. The King of Wands, absolutely. And the Queen of Cups. Oh, okay. So I was just trying to see, I'm like, is this like is this like a pair? Like this is a a relationship? I don't feel like it is. So like we said with the Five of Cups reversed, you guys are purging a lot of grief, right? And so the sacral chakra, one of the things that the sacral chakra is all about is really allowing ourselves to feel a sense of desire and something like getting emotionally attached to what we desire. And I think this has been the missing piece, right? We have the King of Wands, and he's somebody who's not afraid to go after what he wants. He's also like fully spiritually matured, grown. He's a great manifester. He's confident in himself. I feel like this is an energy you guys are very comfortable in. You guys might be very comfortable in your masculine energy, you know, regardless of gender identity or expression. You're not afraid to go after things. You're not afraid to be the warrior, especially in spiritual matters. You're not afraid to fight for what you believe in. You're comfortable in this King of Wands, but what has been lacking, and this might for some of you, you have this capability of being an excellent manifester, but you're like, well, why don't I manifest easily or quickly then? What's been lacking is this with the Queen of Cups, right? What's been lacking for a lot of you is the emotional connection to what you desire to manifest and create. And, you know, what can be tied up in like the emotions of desire, I guess not tied up in, what's connected to the emotions of desire in terms of manifesting is also the sense of grief and loss, right? So somewhere along the lines, you guys experience a significant loss. This is a very maternal archetype, and with this maternal kind of energy as well, again, very wounded, divine, feminine energy that I think you've been working through and reprocessing. But what I'm getting here is there is a significant loss in your past that you have held on to, I think, in its own way. It's interesting, we have a cup behind her, we have a cup behind her, right? The only cups that are upright when, you know, the cards are upright, and they both don't see it. And so the thing is, I think you have all these things you want to manifest, you want to create, but what's been missing is because of this past hurt, this grief, this disappointment, something about this has made you guys almost afraid to want something. It's like you don't let yourself fully desire something because the pain of losing it or being denied it was so deep and so great before that it's almost like, I'm not going to get too attached to anything. And this can manifest in a bunch of different ways, like, you know, not taking action. This can manifest like you're taking too much action, right? You're too in your masculine. You're always trying to make it happen. You're not trusting in the universe to bring things to you. This can look like this can look like, you know, truly wanting something with your heart here, your heart and soul, but almost coming across like it comes out of ego, even though it's not, right? This is where like you might be really emotionally attached to this thing, but you almost don't let those emotions out. You don't let them show, you don't express them, maybe even you don't admit them to yourself. Because there's this thing about if I admit to myself how much I want this, I am vulnerable to losing it. And I think this has been a really huge thing. And because this is card 10, this is the cycle that needs to come to a close, that's coming to a close, right? I think you guys are learning, you know, especially if you've been doing a lot of grief work, you're learning that sitting on the sidelines doesn't guarantee you, you know, safety. It doesn't, sitting on the sidelines and not participating in life doesn't save you from life. It just keeps you from living. You know what I mean? Life will still do what life is going to do. There's ups and downs. You have things and then you lose things. Some things you lose and then you find them elsewhere, right? Things will always keep moving. But sitting there and not letting yourself want something and not feeling those emotions of desire and enjoyment and passion and drive and just like this, again, there's like an emotional component to it. So I think you guys are comfortable getting excited, getting motivated, making a plan, going after it, right? He's very determined. He's very, very motivated. I think you guys are comfortable with that. But what's always been missing is this emotional desire, being able to say to yourself, this makes me feel so happy. I love this. This is so important to me. I would adore this. Because there's this fear of if I say it out loud, if I get in touch with what I want, I now have something to lose. And there's been, I think for a lot of you too, this has to do with emotional connections, just with these two cards, this card, but she's also holding a mirror, right? And I think in the past, you may have deferred to what other people want when you're manifesting. You may have always looked at it like, well, how does this serve this relationship? You know, can I do this and still make this person happy? You know, it's not about me. I need to create something that's good for everyone else. Some of you have substituted, you know, deriving meaning out of something, deriving significance out of your life experiences for deriving joy and happiness, right? It's like, well, if I can't have what I desire, or what I desire is, you know, if what I desire is dangerous to me or instills fear in me, I'm going to look for the meaning. And again, I think this comes from a significant loss where you loved something with your whole heart and soul. You wanted something, and I feel like you lost it and it blindsided you, and you made this connection in your mind that loving something with everything in you either induces loss or leaves you open and vulnerable to loss. And so you guys have packed that part of you away. The part of you that gets emotionally attached. And I think the way you've deflected this is by mirroring back to other people, like their wants and desires. Wow, this is like deep shit, you guys. And so there's something here where you guys have been unpacking this a lot. And also this has to do with letting people help you, letting people show up for you, letting people bring you your desires, letting people help you reach those dreams and goals. Because again, you know, letting people in, letting people help nurture you, help nurture your dreams makes you admit to yourself that you have them, that you want things, that, you know, you have desires. It's giving me kind of like a stoicism energy going on here. So this is what you've been working on. And I feel like people in your collective have, you know, their own challenges, but they're helping you with this and you're helping them with theirs. That's so cool. I'm going to pee my pants. I want to know more about this purpose you're headed toward, because again, this has to do with your purpose, your life purpose. I'm not saying it can't serve a greater purpose, but your life purpose needs to revolve around your happiness, your joy. For some of you, you have North Node in Leo, North Node in the 5th house. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. You're just overburdened by having to carry too much. It's too much energy. It's too much stress. You guys, 7 of Cups at the bottom, you're in a space of trying to figure out, it's like you know what's not working, but you're trying to figure out what you do want, and this is helping you with that process. This is unlocking that. But yeah, your life purpose it is going to be centered around something possibly creative, but something that brings you joy, something that brings you passion. This is why you're healing any wounds that have disrupted that in your life. And for a lot of you, I feel like these are grief wounds because there's been that loss. And you're in the astral, you're working on re-experiencing some of those things in order to come to the realization and to come to the knowing in the soul, not just intellectual knowing, the knowing in the soul that your desire for those things is not what caused loss, and that shouldn't keep you from wanting things, right? From pursuing things, from letting yourself also enjoy the moment for what it is, right? Not overthinking it, not worrying about what comes next, enjoying this moment that you have manifested and letting yourself feel the intense feelings of desire and gratification and gratitude and just like all those beautiful things, right? Because you can manifest, especially that King of Wands, you can manifest 10,000 things, but if you're not tapped in and you're enjoying in the present moment those feelings, that satiation of that desire, again, I was picking up on hunger. If you're not allowing yourself to tap into those feelings of satiation and really enjoying the moment, it doesn't matter how much you manifest. You could be handed the world. And if you don't let yourself enjoy it, it's not worth anything, or it's not going to be worth as much. And this is what you guys are healing. This is deep shit, you guys. Judgment reversed. There's that Akashic integration energy. The Knight of Pentacles, absolutely. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The Nine of Cups. Yes, 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 yes. The Four of Cups. And the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm going to put this here because I see it. So once again, you're on a journey. This has been a very long-standing journey. I feel like this is because you are about to have a judgment call coming up not too long from now. I actually want to clarify the judgment card, but this also to me talks about you've been on a journey to heal these things. You've heard the calling, and now comes, I feel like you've heard the calling. You understand that there's something that needs to be healed here. There's something that needs to be fixed. Maybe you've had this realization that you need more community. Maybe you've had the realization, I want to connect with my purpose. I want to feel that. Maybe you've had this realization, okay, I'm good at going after certain things. Maybe you're really comfortable acting from a place of purpose, but when it comes to what do I want, what makes me happy, you don't know how to answer that question or where to even start. It's like you've had this kind of realization, your eyes are open, but I feel like there's this recognition that this is something that can't be seen with the physical. This is something that can't be solved through logic, that you can't observe a pattern for. This is something that is spiritual and has to be answered spiritually. So even look how the Knight of Pentacles, she's got the Rubik's Cube and then the graph lines, right? It's like you're trying to solve it with logic and it can't be. These aren't things you can math your way out of. And I think this is hard for you guys because with that King of Wands and the Queen of Cups, you're very spiritually evolved. Generally speaking, the way you approach problem solving works. And it has brought you a lot of success. You have a lot of, so I'm hearing stamina, but determination, drive. You have skills that you have manifested and accrued out of this method of approaching a problem. But when it comes to something like your happiness, when it comes to something like your joy, you're feeling like nurtured and loved and supported, that's not something that you can plot. That's not something you can put on a graph. That's not something that follows observable rules. That's not something that has a formula. I do A, then I do B, and it will give me C. And this is what I think has been hard for you because you guys are determined to try to fix this. You've been on this journey for a little bit, and this feels like the last push. But it's like, I know there's a problem, but I don't know what to do about it. I do want to clarify this judgment, though, lest I talk for a million years. Okay, the Eight of Wands. Exactly. This is something where you're like, I know this needs to be fixed. I just don't know how. Yeah, Six of Pentacles reversed. This is out of balance. Excuse me. I just don't know how. And this is why this is being healed in the astral, because this is your spirit guides and your collective. This can be fast forward movement or quick communication, rapid fire communication. So because it's the wand suit and the spiritual energy, this can be like really like an abundance of spirit guide messages or spiritual messages. So this is what's being solved. And what this has to do with is a choice that needs to be made, and a balance that needs to be stricken, right? Four of Cups is usually about apathy, boredom. You have options in front of you and none of them are good enough. But in this this version, all the cups are full, which they usually are not, and 2 are being poured out. Again, this is like the 2 of cups has been poured out. It's been lost. And because she's deeply contemplative here, I feel like there's this, what you're having to find balance between is this grief, right? Making room for this grief and allowing yourself to experience that and learn from that, while still recognizing that there's 2 cups available. There's still happiness. There's still, love. There's still, soul-aligned opportunities. So balancing between this 4 of cups and then this 9 of cups, which is your wish fulfillment, right? Enjoying it, loving it. So making space for what you have been through and what you authentically feel, but also allowing yourself to then focus on the cups that still remain, right? To seek out your happiness. And I feel like this is where you've been and this is where you want to go. So this healing process is trying to allow you to head more toward this 9 of cups and to have these feelings of the 9 of cups. Like, look how happy she is. Look how satisfied she is. To like allow yourself to have these feelings of the 9 of cups, knowing that sometimes you will be disappointed. Sometimes you will experience loss. But those more unpleasant emotions and experiences don't preclude us from wanting things, because that's not really living life, right? Allowing ourselves not to have any desires, not to have any passion for anything, that's not really living life. The same way being consumed only by our passion is not really a way to live life, right? There needs to be balance, and that's what I see here. I feel like you've been stuck sitting on the sidelines for a really long time, not intentionally, but just like really struggling to connect to those emotions of wanting something, letting yourself want something regardless of how it turns out, letting yourself experience that. Because I feel like a lot of you really struggle with emotion, or excuse me, well, yes, with emotion, but a lot of you really struggle with the emotions of disappointment. It's like, if I allow myself to want something so dearly, it's going to crush me if it doesn't work out. And this is because that significant loss you experienced, probably very young. So this is super duper cool. This is what you guys are healing. I kind of want to pull you guys just like a couple of cards of advice though. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 7 of Cups, we got a dream. There's a lot of options out there. I feel like you guys are great manifestors, and one of the things that's missing is just allowing yourself to play. Maybe that's what you never got as a child, is the opportunity to just play. Maybe there was always something expected of you. It was always very serious. But you're getting the opportunity now to just be able to play. So let's see what you have. The Hanged Man. Okay, wow, and then Death reversed. So in terms of your advice, Pisces here, Scorpio here, a lot of water energy. They're saying, we know there are delays. We know that you might feel like your hands are tied sometimes, like you don't know how to move forward, you don't know the answer. Just sit tight for a minute. We're still working on this in the astral. Your change that you've desired, your rebirth, is already underway. It's already, we're already on it. It's already happening. So just because you can't see it yet and it feels like it's just never going to happen, don't think that we're not working on it with you, because we are, right? This transformation is coming, especially where, for those of you where there are other soul tribe members that are attached to this and tied up in this, you might not see external movement forward for a bit, because it's not just you that's ascending, it's you and your specific soul family collective. I want to know what this is yielding though. And they might not give me too much information. They might be like, we told you no for a reason. What is this? The High Priestess reversed. Okay, so things are being revealed to you in dream time. We have another mirror. Things are being revealed to you intuitively. Yeah, the Ace of Swords reversed, but you might not see this in your external reality for a while. Not like a long, long while, but it's not going to like pop up this week or something. The Queen of Swords reversed. Wow, and the Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, so what this is going to yield, you might have 2 feminine energies coming into your life soon, possibly an air or fire sign, or you could be one of these. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But what this is going to yield, again, master manifestor quality here, where your mental space is going to be in alignment with your energy, and you're going to be able to think more clearly, to be able to get clearer on what you want, on what will make you happy. I feel like you're also going to have a renewed sense of clarity, especially with the eye here, that comes from these intuitive messages about like, okay, I know that, I might not know what I want, but I know I'm going to try this and see what see what comes of it. I know that I might not know who is going to be a good fit for me in terms of who I want to spend my time with, who I want to align with, but I know that pursuing XYZ activity is probably going to get me closer to finding those people, right? There's clarity about what to do next. So that's on its way. But there's this healing process to get through first. So I think that's all I have for you, Group 1. I hope this has been helpful. Good luck with your healing journey. I'm wishing you guys all of the best. I love you to pieces, and I will hopefully get to see you soon, okay? All right, take care. Bye. This little dude is not having it, huh? Oh no, I'm making a giant mess. You know what? It's fine. Presence, not perfection. Hi, Group 2. I almost called you Group 3, so maybe the number 3 is important here. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my iced coffee. My voice was getting scratchy, which is interesting because you have the blue throat chakra, I speak stone. So I'm going to kind of explain a distinction that I briefly kind of covered with Group 1. I feel like Group 1 had this energy of truth as well, but theirs was more of kind of like a deep soul truth, and something that's more of an internal understanding and knowing. Yours, I feel like, is very much related to communication, a very tangible truth. This is where somebody comes forward, they have something to say to you, maybe you have something to say to somebody else. This feels really like, the energy on this feels clear though. This feels like clearing the air, like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it out there. Or, you know, somebody brings a truth to you and you're like, yes, okay, I knew that. Cool. Now I can move forward. There's this energy of like, all right, now I can keep going. Excuse my burp. I'm so sorry. So you might be working something out interpersonally with somebody in the astral, and this will prompt them to come forward, or you will be prompted to come forward in real life, but we'll see what your oracle cards say. Dude, what? That's so interesting because Group 1 had a card about purpose as well. But we have the throat chakra, so it's perfect with card 22 and life purpose. So master number, but it also reduces to a 4. Ooh, okay. We have card 13, which also reduces to a 4 with calcite, the moon energy showing up, and transition. Absolutely. Whoa, okay, we have death. Card 30 reducing to a 3. I have thoughts. Inner temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Beautiful. And isolation, okay. So I'm gonna say it right out the bat. Hang on. All right, you know what? This is where we are now. I'm not gonna fuss with it. Everything in me wants to, but that's okay. So for some of you, you've lost somebody. They've transitioned over to the non-physical. This is a literal death. And you are communicating with this person on the astral. This might be why maybe you know you're dreaming of them, but you don't remember exactly what the dream was about. I feel like a lot of you wake up feeling lighter. You wake up feeling happier. Even if it's like you're emotional, these feel like happy tears, kind of an energy. Yeah, you guys are communicating, and this might be the first time that you've really communicated since they passed. This person has ascended. If that's the case, they've gone through the portal, they're on the other side, and they're very happy. They're at peace, right? We have a portal here, we have a portal here. We also have a home on fire, so somebody or something, then this goes for everybody who's tuned into this. There's someone or something with this image, right? That was like home to you, that was foundational to you, that was comfort for you, that has burned down, effectively, that has been destroyed, that's been dismantled, that has died. And you've had to seek refuge, I feel like, by finding a sense of home within yourself, right? This person's clutching at their heart space area. We have the lights over the heart space here. And with isolation, you've been made to be alone in ways that, external ways, or feel alone by the people you're surrounded by. Whatever this was that felt like home, this has fallen apart. I want to know what this is, if this is not a literal death, because for some of you it will be, But for some of you, this is just like the loss of something foundational to you. Excuse me. The Three of Cups reversed, okay. The Four of Wands reversed, oh, wow. Okay, Scorpio energy showing up, death on death, yeah. So this is something where I feel like this ended a while ago. I'm not gonna say this is super fresh, but I feel like you've had trouble processing this ending for many of you. For a lot of you, these are two cards about soul family. So this person's either family or they're like family to you. For some of you, and this is kind of a little bit off the mark, or like off the beaten path. For some of you, you've recently given up drinking or something like that. Something that was a social outlet for you, but was not healthy for you, whether it's drinking or gambling or, you know, you go shopping a lot or whatever this was. This is something that you did that was a social outlet. It brought you the opportunity to spend time with friends, to get to meet new friends. You did this with your friends, and you've recently had to give this up. Either you've had to give this up because you knew it was time, or this was taken away from you. And I feel like you're having trouble accepting this, because even if you decided to do this on your own, even if you know this is the right call, you're feeling very isolated right now. You're spending a lot of time in hermit mode. And I feel like you're trying to cope with the pain that's come out of this ending. Now, if this is something like you've had to change a habit in your life, or you've had to make a major life change, potentially for some of you, you've had to move and like transition to a totally new location. Whatever this ending was with the Three of Cups reversed and the Four of Wands reversed, there's been this sense of loss of happiness, of family, of home, of security, and of friends. That's a really huge deal here. But the transition that you're making is part of your life purpose. You are ascending toward your life purpose. So for example, if I use my earlier example of quitting drinking, you are losing that social outlet that you may have had, or at least having to modify it. But there's something about you like quitting drinking that's part of your life purpose, or that process of quitting drinking is part of the journey to your life purpose. Your team wants you to know this serves a much higher purpose than whatever the thing is that was lost, right? So it is about this loss, but this loss is leading to so much more. It's necessary. It is purposeful. Now, if this is the loss of a person because they have passed away, there is this recognition of what you're going through. And your team wants you to know with death reversed that this may have been a physical death, but you are still very connected to this person, especially in the heart space. When you think about them and you feel about them, they feel that on the other side, they're connecting to you through those happy memories. They're connecting to you through those high vibrational emotions of love that you feel about them. And there's something about this person, you know, they're on the other side now. This person is somehow key to your life purpose. Either something they taught you is going to be part of your life purpose, you know, a truth they shared with you, a truth they are sharing with you in the astral, or just things that they're doing, clues they're leaving you, they're guiding you toward your life purpose. They are an essential step in your life purpose, the journey to your life purpose, excuse me. But regardless of what this is, you are in the state of transition. And with the moon, I see that this is challenging. We have 13 here. That's the death card in the tarot, right? This is challenging and you're feeling alone. And your team wants to recognize that. So I want to know more about what is being healed in the astral. So first and foremost, in the astral, you're coping with this loss, right? The butterfly, you're going through this transformation about it. I feel like you're getting a new perspective about it. Excuse me. And you're healing those emotions and coping with those emotions. But I want to know more actively. Jeez Louise. What is being healed in the astral due to, like, surrounding this situation? Do I flip it? No. I wanted to, but I guess I'm not supposed to. It's that one. And I want to... No, not that one. Okay. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. There is a new beginning. It will come in. But there's some other stuff that's being dealt with first. Okay, the Queen of Cups reversed. The Three of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. And the Three of Cups reversed. So threes are showing up again. That's funny too, because at the beginning I called you group 3. So yeah, the number 3 seems like it's showing up again. But hang on, I'm just looking at this. So what's happening in the astral? I will say, just with the Three of Cups and the 2 court cards, this could be the loss of a parent, or this could be you processing the loss of a child potentially. Which, if you are going through that, honestly, any type of loss, my heart is with you so much. I love you to pieces. I feel like you guys need to hear that. You know, with all the mountains here, I feel like, you know, mountains are always indicative of our obstacles. And so I feel like this is something where in the 3D, you're feeling really isolated. You're feeling really alone. You're feeling like you're at the bottom of the mountain looking up, like, how am I ever going to scale all of this? How will I ever overcome this? How will I ever be able to move forward? But when you're in the astral, you're getting a higher perspective. I also feel like you're getting help. You're learning a lot. You know what I'm almost getting with all the books here? I feel like in the astral, you're getting some access to your Akashic records and or this person. If this is somebody who's already passed on, this person's Akashic records. So maybe there's this sense of like understanding, like, okay, this is how things needed to go. Or, you know, you're getting parts of the story. So you might not be allowed to remember them when you wake up, but you wake up and you just kind of feel a little bit better about it. This is why. Because you're being given enough to hopefully help you move forward from this loss. There's something about this loss that's really been hard to accept. I want to know why. Obviously, because there's so much emotional attachment. But I feel like there's something else about it. Maybe it's like, why did this have to happen? Will I ever be happy? Yeah, the Six of Pentacles reversed. It feels like something's been taken from you and it hasn't balanced back out yet, and you're trying to cope with that. The Four of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Cups. I feel like you guys are trying to heal emotionally. You might understand it, but it's kind of like, I get it. I see why things had to happen, but I don't know how I'm going to move past this. I don't know how to heal from this. I want to, right? Look at all these cups in the background, even though this is the Ace. Here's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And you know what's weird is that even though this is the Ace of Cups, there are 8 cups on the card. It's like your spirit guides, and she looks happy. Your spirit guides are trying to give you an opportunity. The 8 of Cups is about moving on, among many things, but moving on. And so, especially, it's so interesting that she's sleeping here. I mean, that's always the Four of Swords, but like hardcore. It's like while you're sleeping, while you're in the astral, your guides are trying to give you information, insight, support to help you leave behind this situation and start fresh, right? Have emotional renewal. They're trying to help guide you on your path and overcoming your obstacles, overcoming, you know, scaling your mountains after the significant loss, because I think you guys want to, but you're really struggling to accept it. You're struggling, and this might come from not understanding all the pieces as to why, because I feel like you guys are very intuitive. So it's like you can sense it, but you can't put your finger on it. You can't put all the pieces together. And they're trying to give you enough to help you move on, but not enough to disrupt your journey, because whatever's happening here is very crucial to your life purpose. Lots of life purpose energy coming through. Group 1 had a lot of that energy as well. So your guides are working with you. You know, even look at all the new growth here. They're trying to help. We have pink and green heart chakra energy. They're trying to help you with this emotional renewal. They're trying to bring you the truth. Again, if this is the loss of a person, you and this person meet in the astral quite often. You spend time together. You learn from each other. You have, oh gosh, I'm going to terribly misquote this, but when I was reading the Mirabai Bush and Ram Dass book, Walking Each Other Home, this was months ago now, there's a quote in the book that was something to the effect of like, when we when we die and we pass on, we don't lose the relationships that we have to those who die. They just change, right? Essentially, I'm terribly misquoting, I'm so sorry. But like essentially saying we don't lose the relationships to our loved ones just because they're no longer embodied, but the nature of the relationship changes. And I feel like that's the wisdom that this loved one and or your spirit guides are trying to bring you on the other side. Now, if there's just been a significant loss of something that's important, this could be, like I said, a best friend. This could be something that you love doing that was an opportunity to connect with your friends. Maybe you lost a friend group. You are in the middle of this transition to the next phase of your journey, and it's imperative. You are also in this period of isolation, not to punish you, but in order to get in touch with what's true to you in the heart space. There's something where you need to connect to your heart-centered, authentic truth. And for a lot of you, there's some healing that needs to happen in order for you to clearly hear those messages, because those messages are leading you to your life purpose. And there's something where time is of the essence. You need to be preparing to meet your destiny very soon. There's no more waiting. There's no more stalling. Some of you experienced this loss at the age of 30. I don't know why I'm getting messages now, like popping off. Okay, we're going to go with it though. You experienced a significant ending, change, or loss at the age of 30, and you're still kind of working on this. For some of you, you're approaching the age of 30. This time is of the essence feeling could be because you are either wrapping up in the middle of or approaching your Saturn's return. And we do have Saturn transiting into Pisces very soon. I do not remember the exact date, but it's coming up. Sorry, I'll look it up, I promise. I'll do a whole separate video about it. But it's imperative that that this transition occur. So there's time alone because there are things that need to be seen. We have the moon image here, but only like this teeny little crescent is illuminated, right? And so the moon represents our inner world, our emotions, and like I said, our subconscious, and thus it can represent what's in our blind spots. So when you have like a full moon, this is having the greatest illumination and insight into those blind spots. But look at how little of it is illuminated. Your team is trying to help you get to what's in the shadows in order to bring it up and heal it. So this loss, this event, this big shift in your life has occurred to try to throw into the light some of what has been blocking you. Because again, time is of the essence. You need to be starting to move up that stairwell. You need to be heading toward your destiny. There's no more time left to wait or waste. And also, not to waste your own time, to get you closer to your happiness. Because there's something about this where if this was a person that you have lost that has transitioned over to the other side, they have their own timing they need to keep up with, and you have your own timing. And there's something where you guys were just heading in different directions, but this person's still very connected to you in the heart space. I'm also getting, for a very small number of you, you have mediumship abilities and gifts, and now is the time to be waking up to those. That's part of your life purpose. So you are being activated, and I'm getting like going through it almost like training program in the astral. For those of you for whom that applies, this is where, maybe you slept a full night's sleep, but you wake up and you're like really tired, or you just like feel kind of drained. It's because you were working while you're sleeping. So it's pretty much like you have like a full day of doing things in the 3D, you go to sleep, you have a full night of practicing, of learning, of growing, expanding, tapping into your gifts while you're asleep, while you're working in the astral, and then you get up and you have to go back to your 3D life again. So just know that for some of you, you have that. And this is another reason why with isolation, for some of you, you're going through this period where you're spending a lot of time alone. So you can learn what your energy feels like, and like without a ton of interference. And by doing so, as you open up to these mediumship abilities or other psychic abilities that are kind of manifesting for you, you will be able to be like, that's not my energy, that is. So this period of isolation is to create create that awareness. So that way, as you are opening up to your gifts and your life purpose, you have an easier time interpreting those energies and also keeping yourself balanced, healed, and grounded. Wow, those all like tumbled out all at once. I want to know kind of what you're, like we found out sort of what you're healing, but what the greater purpose is behind that healing. That you're working on, because there is greater purpose in general, but I want to figure this out first. Yeah, we have the Six of Swords reversed at the bottom. This is something where it's been really, really hard for you to accept that. I feel like too, she's got an infinity symbol, which in the traditional deck is only over 2 of the cards. This is something where I feel like you're grappling to understand, like you understand it intellectually, But that concept of like everything is infinite, everything is interconnected, because I feel like you guys are struggling, even if you know you're connected to something else, to something more, to, you know, a passed on loved one, you're struggling to feel that way. The Hermit, the fuck we talking about? The Page of Wands reverse. Oh. And the Knight of Wands. Okay, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo energy here. Yeah, so you're in hermit mode a lot. Look how everything else is in the shadow. It's just on her, right? You're being encouraged to spend time in your own energy. You're getting insight, you're getting clarity with a little flame over her crown area. And this is because you've been stuck, right? I feel like there's a journey that's presenting itself to you, or very soon will. And you're gonna need to go after it. You're gonna need to go for it and like take action with passion. You're gonna need to go after it and hesitate. So A, this is a rest period for you right now. But B, I want to clarify this Page of Wands reverse. I'm sorry, she just keeps like looking at me, and I want to be able to give it a clear answer. Wait, it's not like that. Okay, it is like that. Okay, the Six of Cups reverse. Yeah, this is somebody from your past. This is somebody from your childhood that you have lost. This loss could have been a long time ago. And then I pulled the Seven of Wands, but look how it's like almost creating a gate. Even if this loss was a long time ago, or this was a loss like of a family member, this feels like something where you're having trouble letting other people, and we have stairs again, right? This is you ascending. This is you taking on your life purpose. And this loss has been stopping you. It's been keeping you stuck. Like I said, even if this, Four of Swords reversed again, even if this is a loss that happened in childhood, it's like even if you've grown on the outside, this part of you is still very stuck, right? If this was something where there's been a loss of, you know, a friend, like I said, if you like quit drinking and this is like, this has been challenging for you socially, this loss has been meant to trigger up some old wounds. So for example, if you quit drinking and now you don't have that same social outlet, maybe this is bringing up old emotions having to do with feeling left out, having to do with feeling like you're not good enough. There's a purge period. There's a transition that's happening as a result of whatever has been lost, whatever has been left behind. And this is because you are about to charge forth, again, take action with passion toward your life purpose, toward the next steps, toward your own growth, toward your spiritual power, right? This heart is healed and on fire, right? But that can't happen unless this is dealt with first. There's something about answering your calling that this loss and the process of grieving it and moving through it is crucial to facilitating. It has to happen. There's no other way. So while you're sleeping in the astral, you're getting information about this. I want to know how this is connected to your life purpose, because like I'm spiritually nosy and regular nosy too. Let's see, we have this. Yeah. Okay. Nine of Cups, that's delightful. That came out in group 1 as well. Again, you know, if you were torn between groups 1 and 2, I would recommend you watch group 1 as well, because there's a lot of crossover. This was in group 1 as well. Judgment reverse. The Knight of Pentacles reverse, and the Hangman. Wow, all of these came out while I was shuffling for group 1. So yeah, I would definitely check. So the way this is related to your life purpose is there's something here, and even though these cards came out for group 1, I'm getting a different energy with them here. There's something here where I feel like there's a theme in your life. If this is not, okay, hang on. So if this is not about the loss of a person, this is about, you know, whatever this might be, maybe the loss of like friends, a home, you know, you had to give up a habit that you were really emotionally attached to. The way this is related to your life purpose is that part of your life purpose is going to be figuring out effective solutions for like emotional problems that keep you stuck. So for example, I'll use the drinking example again, right? By having to cut out drinking, you're having to like, you know, look at how you were utilizing drinking as a tool in your life. You know, like let's say you just drank socially, but it was a really good social outlet. This is making you work through those problems in a different way. And the practical solutions that you are having to find to answer to this, the issues in your life that you are utilizing this habit to cover or to numb, to solve, you are finding different divergent ways of solving the problem, right? You're making different choices now. This also can have to do with a journey of recognition between the correlation of how your choices have undermined your stability and ultimately kept you stuck. So you might do this work in your own life and realize, be like, okay, I'm realizing how my choices serve to keep perpetuating what I don't want, right? So even though they're comfortable, even though they can feel like home, I needed to burn that down in order to rebuild. It has very much a tower kind of energy to it. Like I needed to do that. And so once I was ready, and this feels like this is a long journey as opposed to the tower, which happens abruptly. This feels like even if, the ultimate, like let's say, you had a really like bad night of drinking and the next day you're like, that's it, I'm done with this shit. This is like, even if the decision seemed abrupt, there was a long journey to get there. Maybe you've tried to quit and, gone back multiple times. Maybe if this is a toxic friendship, you've tried to make space between you and these friends, but then, then loneliness creeps in, then, self-doubt creeps in, and you go back to it. There's something where if this was like a thing in your life, it ended once and for all. And this is because you're finally ready for it, right? You were ready to get yourself unstuck. You were ready to take action. Whenever I see hands, this is very much related to our sense of power, what we can effectively do, right? Because our hands do so much for us. What we can effectively do to make change, to make things happen, to build things, to, pull them apart, whatever it might be. So this is very much a journey of personal truth and empowerment. And so this stage is crucial in it. So even though it is uncomfortable and you might be experiencing feelings of isolation, of pain, of loneliness, you are getting to know yourself better. And by doing so, you are gaining valuable wisdom to share with others. And that's part of your life purpose. So you're doing this work to kind of come into some type of understanding in the astral. Now, for those of you where this is a person that you have lost, I'm just sitting with this for a second because this is a different energy here. There is something here where if this is a person you have lost, I feel like this is somebody who was with you for a long time, or like their energy has stayed with you for a very long time. This is something where this may spark or be a part of your own awakening journey. This is something where you feel bound to this person. And I feel like the spiritual bond you share that transcends earthly, like physical embodiment is going to be part of your life purpose. Maybe you'll write about it. Maybe you'll start getting into, like I said, mediumship, into divination, into, like into greater spirituality. It's going to spark the bond that you share with that person is going to spark further learning and research. Again, you're acquiring wisdom. And the wisdom that you will be acquiring from this journey is going to serve you in your life purpose. And I'm being called to not pull additional cards because I was like, oh, I want to pull more because I'm nosy. I'm being called to not pull additional cards, but this is the basic premise, is that you are learning through this experience that the bonds of love you share, the soul bond that you share with this person, doesn't end just because their physical body has been given back to the earth. And this is going to spark further development on your spiritual journey. Because I feel like you've been trying to deal with this loss for a very long time and you felt stuck. And it's almost like, okay, I can't move forward because I don't fully understand this, because I'm still connected to this person. So this is going to spark spiritual development. And that will not only help ease the burden and help you feel more connected, but I feel like the wisdom you will gain is part of your life purpose. Like how you share that, how you use that. I'm hearing distribute that. So maybe you'll be, running holistic like grief workshops or grief shares, things like that. I feel like that's what's at the core of this. Maybe you'll be helping, for example, if this was a miscarriage, you'll be helping other families who have gone through the loss of a child. You'll be helping other people who have experienced the same things or are experiencing the same things. So developing this further spiritual insight, lean on spirit. If this is a connection that's been lost because somebody has transitioned to the non-physical, lean on spirit at this time and moving forward to help you connect with this person, because they're still there. They love you very much and they are with you. And this is crucial to your life purpose. They wouldn't put you through this. What I'm hearing is they wouldn't put you through this, either this person or your guides. They wouldn't put you through this aimlessly if it wasn't very, very important. If they wouldn't do this to you if it wasn't crucial. You have something to do, you have something to share, and this is a pivotal step in that journey that couldn't have been avoided. And it doesn't make it easier, but I hope it does give it some meaning and some purpose. So I want to pull you guys a card or two of advice before I wrap up here. Justice reversed, okay. And the King of Cups, okay. This is pretty much your guide saying, well, first of all, we have Libra here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. We have Pisces right here. This is pretty much your guide saying, we know that it feels bitterly unfair right now. We understand. We're here with you. We hear you. We feel your pain. We hear your cries. And they want you to know this is going to, look at how he's even got the scales. The King of Cups never has the scales, but they're balanced here. And this is them saying this will balance out. This does serve a purpose. You will feel better. You will not always feel like this. Even, you know, if you're grieving, even if you have experienced loss, doesn't mean that goes away, but your world will come back into balance. This serves a purpose. You will see how your suffering in the moment has a greater purpose and serves a higher purpose. And you will not only heal, but you will find a sense of acceptance for how things have happened. And you will be able to appreciate at some level the unfolding of events here. But they want you to know it's not going to feel this bad forever. It's just for right now. So I hope that's helped, group 2. This is just about everything I've got for you. Yeah, it's been an honor and a joy to get to read for you. My heart is with you as you go through this time. Take care of yourselves. Show yourself lots of love. You deserve nothing less. But yeah, take care. Bye. Making a mess. I feel like I always do that. Oh God, that coffee is so good. Hi, group 3. Okay. You guys chose the dendrite agate. This has nothing to do with this stone, but as soon as I tapped in, I'm feeling like a sense of fucking power. Ooh, I'm thinking about South Park with Cartman, where he's like, who's teacher now? No, I feel like something that you are working on, your healing in the astral, has to do with your own personal power. And as opposed to group 1 had a little bit of that energy, but this is very different. This feels like holy fire, oh my God. Excuse me. So some of you might be fire signs, but I feel like you are just going to be claiming your power in a new way. I'm hearing ruthless. They're showing me the image of a rhino charging and knocking shit out the way with its horn. You are determined, you are focused, you are coming into alignment. You are about to be mad, mega unstoppable. And so whatever you're healing in the astral, and we'll look in a minute, is contributing to that. So I'm already here for it. But let's get some more details because this is going to be spicy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay. The sounds I make when I do tarot are just unforgivable. So this is the Earth Star Chakra, card 2 with rebirth. We have the butterfly here. Yes, baby, own it, claim it, eat it, breathe it, whatever you got to do. I love it. Love it. You have, yes, okay. Oh my God, see? Pyrite with Mars energy, momentum 24, reducing to a 6. Exactly. That's that fiery energy we're talking about. What are you guys doing? Group 3, I like it. Business, no fucking shit with Venus here, okay. Card 52 that reduces to a 7. Ooh, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Yes. What's interesting is that group 2 had a card with the moon on it, and it was also just this light crescent in the exact location. An energy. Wow, holy shit. I swear to God, I don't look at these cards beforehand, but this is it. This is, okay. That's about as good as we're gonna get. This is, hang on, let me take a sip of my coffee. I'm amped up here. This is amazing. This is awesome. So this is pretty much right on point. First of all, you may have been in this period of rest, of replenishment. If not, take a rest period, take a rest day when you can. You might be teetering on the edge of burnout. Oh, I'm almost getting this sense of like slight, almost irritability. That might kind of be where you're at, where you're like, it's fine. You're jovial, you're pleasant. But if somebody's like showing you a lick of disrespect, it might, like, this has this energy of you have 3 seconds to back off or this is going to become a problem. Like, back it up or back off. I don't give a shit which, but you have 3 seconds to set it straight before I set it straight for you. It's kind of the energy. I feel like you guys, this is like no more Mr. Nice Guy kind of energy. You guys are all done being polite when it comes to your personal power. And like, you're not being pushy, you're not aggressive, but you are, you know what it is? You are in this space where you're not dominant toward others. You're not looking to dominate others, but you are no longer accepted being dominated by others. And that's a powerful place to be. Like, that's very powerful, because on either end of the spectrum, you know, if you are looking to be dominated by others, you are looking like you need something from them, right? If you are looking to dominate others, you need other people to submit to that. But when you are looking for neither, you are self-sovereign and secure within yourself. That's a very potent, powerful energy, because nobody can tell you who you are. I was just talking about this on TikTok recently. But like, when you are secure in yourself, nobody can tell you who you are. Nobody can tell you what, you know, you do and don't like, what you should or shouldn't accept. You know yourself. You advocate for yourself. You put up boundaries. You cultivate a life you want because you're unwilling to accept anything else, basically. And this is what I think you guys have been working on, especially with this rebirth energy. There may have had to be a major shift in consciousness around this, excuse me, around this, this idea, right? Around this, like, what is this rebirth about? This could be like a total rebirth. I am picking that up. But especially with this being the Earth Star Chakra card, I feel like this has to do with your sense of grounding. You could be doing root chakra healing as well. Your sense of grounding, your sense of stability. I feel like being stable in yourself, because they're showing me somebody that's like trying to keep their feet on level ground, but they're like wobbling, almost like if you were on like the deck of a ship and it was pitching back and forth a lot. Yeah, the Magician. I'm going to keep it. Look at you. And the the Seven of Swords reversed beneath that. This is because you're not running from the truth anymore. I feel like you've taken a hard look at yourself. Because look, she's got her little fists. I love it. You've taken a hard look at your life, a hard look at yourself. You have been willing to do the work. And as a result, you are in your power. You're not running from yourself anymore. You're owning and claiming every single piece of you, meaning nobody can screw with you. Like, nobody can use what's in your shadow against you. Nobody can make you feel inferior. Nobody can manipulate you, because you know the truth of who you are. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. You're not settling anymore. Nobody can manipulate you or try to bend you to your will, because nobody has anything for you that you want. Everything you want, you have within yourself, and you know that now. You know that. And you are like, I pity whoever tries to fuck with you. Like, you're not in that place. You're not in that energy. You're like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. We're not open for business if that's what you're bringing in. Oh, damn. So this rebirth, yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to pee my pants. All right. That's fine. Death reversed. So Justice and then Death reversed, and the Page of Pentacles. All right. Libra here. I forgot there's Gemini and Virgo, Scorpio, and then Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So very heavy Virgo energy, but not exclusively. We also have Venus showing up, so Libra and Taurus. So heavy Libra, heavy Taurus, heavy Virgo. But those don't have to apply. We also have Mars showing up here as well, which can indicate Scorpio and Aries. Yeah. So I do feel like, I do want to know why Death is reversed. You might still have a little bit of this left to go. But I want to know why it's reversed, because this is a card of transformation. So clarifying rebirth, I'm curious why. So Seven of Swords reversed and the King of Cups reversed. You know what I feel like this is? Okay, this is why it's reversed. Because there's a situation at the bottom, we have Five of Pentacles, and I split the deck, we have Ten of Cups reversed. There's a situation with possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is with a soulmate, could be with a divine counterpart. The reason why this is not a full rebirth yet is because this person has something to tell you. And so you've done all your inner work. This isn't related to you. That's why I'm like, I feel like you're on it. You are. And this might be having to do with, because you know, there's 2 people on the Venus card with business. This person has something they need to tell you. They have something they might need to offer you. And this is what's going to bring balance in, right? So the universe, you've done all your part of the work. And as a result, the universe is now bringing in the work from other people to balance the scales. This is offers. This is, you know, we have money and love because Venus rules both of those areas all over the trees here, right? So this can be different for each and every one of you, but this person, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me talk about this first because there's so much here. So like I said, you have really balanced out your energy. You're in this balanced place, neither looking to dominate nor be dominated by others. You are secure in your own truth. You're secure in yourself. Nobody can fuck with you. And like, goddamn, I'm proud of you. Seriously. I'm not fucking around here. Maybe you guys like to curse a lot. I do, but like I'm really hitting it today. It's a lot. I'm gonna try to be better about it. But you know, I am who I am, so I'm gonna be okay with that. Yeah. And you're on this new journey now too with the Page of Pentacles, where you are not really, I feel like you're not really bothering with other people. This has like a Virgo hermity energy as well to me in this particular deck. You're not really like worried about what other people are doing. You're not waiting for the okay. You may have been waiting for a cycle to wrap up with the Death card and never got that closure. So you just started on your own, right? With momentum, with this like this Mars energy, you just started going. And we have 24 reducing to a 6. So that's the number of balance, harmony, reciprocity, unconditional love. You may have been waiting for somebody to come and help you, to give you some type of answer. Something where there's like this, this waiting energy. It would be very, it's natural to expect a response from them. It's natural to expect an offer from them, and it never happened. This could be in business or in love, most likely, for either of you, or both. And I feel as if you're all done waiting. You're kind of like, I'm going to start building what I want to build. I'm going to start my manifestation. I just love her little fists. I'm going to start, you know, in this person's reading, there's a stack of books. Like, I'm going to start doing my research. Some of you may started looking into energy dynamics, the law of attraction, you know, manifestation work. You're really like, you're focused on building. You're focused on manifesting what you desire. I think a lot of you know intuitively that you're in a new cycle, in a new chapter. So you're motivated to want to build and do the work because you understand you have access to energy and power now that you didn't have before. So there's this energy of like, ooh, okay, if I put in the energy, the work, there will be momentum here, right? We have pyrite, there will be abundance. Everything I put in will come back to me. Oops, sorry. Everything I put in will come back to me. Whereas in the past, you may have had a lot of karmic cycles and contracts where you would put in the work and it seemingly wouldn't pay off because there were lessons involved. That was the payoff. But that doesn't really help you when you're trying to manifest what you want. I mean, it does, but it doesn't bring you in immediacy what you're looking for, right? Now, because you've paid off some karmic debts or you've learned some lessons, you've wrapped up some soul contracts. Now, when you put in effort and energy into a project, you are getting a return from it. So I think a lot of you guys know this, and a lot of you guys have given up on waiting for a cycle to come to a close. You've just started. I think you were waiting for closure. You were waiting for an ending. You were waiting for a definitive wrap up, and it never happened. So you're like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to go my other way. Like, I'm going to do this then. You do whatever you're going to do. So again, some of you may have been waiting for a potential business partner to come forward and start to like pitch in their share, start to pitch an idea to you. You may have been waiting for a promotion at work. Like, you may have been waiting for some type of like somebody's approval to start a new project. I feel like whatever this was you were waiting for, you turned your focus elsewhere, right? So like, let's say you were waiting for a promotion at work and it was promised to you and it was just continuously delayed. I feel like you were like, okay, you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to start learning about this new stuff so I can manifest something else in my life. I'm going to start learning, I'm going to take this certificate program so I can, gain this certificate and I can start this side hustle, right? And if the side hustle does well enough, I'll just quit this other job. Or, I know I don't want to work for this company anymore, so I'm going to start kind of like beefing up my resume a little bit now. So when I'm ready to make the leap, I have a lot of options in front of me. You turned your attention elsewhere because you know what you deserve and you're not fucking around with anything less. And like, I love it. I wish I could smooch ya. Of course, if you wanted it, consent is important. So, this is just so gorgeous. I love it. Chef's kiss. The thing is, the reason why this death card is reversed, this person, whatever you were waiting for from whomever, whether this is a boss, a family member, a counterpart, or, you know, a romantic relationship, this is an interpersonal situation with 6 here. You were waiting for somebody. You were waiting for somebody to get their shit together, figure out what they wanted with the scales coming in. You were waiting for somebody else to reciprocate, to meet you where you're at, to come together with you, to build with you. And this person, I feel like with the 7 of Swords, this person may have deceived you. This person may have lied to you. This person may have made a lot of false promises and you were waiting for them to pay off on that and they never did. And so you took your energy off and you started putting it onto yourself, into the other things that you could manifest, that you did want, that you know would bear fruit. And the thing that I think is happening here with death reversed is that this person's about to come forward and offer something to you, offer to you what they actually, well, for some of you, this person's going to try to finally make good on their initial promises. Whether you choose to accept or not, totally up to you. Use your discernment, use your wisdom. And for others of you, this person's going to come forward with an explanation. You're finally going to get the closure of answers. So I do feel like in the astral right now, you are doing a lot of replenishment healing. You might feel like the need to sleep a lot more than you normally do. And like, you know, for this is when there's not like medical causes that you know it's associated with. But you might just be feeling called to sleep more. Some of you are being more called to work with the colors of like blue and green, like this color palette or this color palette. You might just find you're more drawn to them. Some of you might have recently started listening to like calming music around bedtime. That's a really good thing. That's helpful. You're on the right track. But what you're healing in the astral is you're really getting this rest and replenishment. I do feel like you're healing your energy, right? Any kind of like deep energetic depletion, anything that's happened from soul contract imbalance is being restored to you. It starts in in the spiritual first, right? That imbalance of energy is being given back to you, and then it manifests outward to your 3D reality. And that's where this person is likely to come back around with some type of offer, explanation, an apology. We have the 2 people shaking hands right here. I want to know more about this though, because you know, I'm nosy. But you have good shit coming in either way. And I think you know that. I think you're like, great, my life is about to become awesome, whether you want to be a part of it or not. Yeah. So, the 2 of Wands, yeah, you're planning. Ooh, the Chariot. And the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. So, what I'm getting for a lot of you, this person who was stalling, who was keeping you waiting before, you know, I don't think they had bad intentions, but I don't think they were being intentional, if that makes sense. So like, I don't think they're sitting there being like, I'm going to deceive group 3. Like, I'm going to just lie to them until I figure it out. I feel like this has very much this energy of, I meant what I said when I said it. Like, this person, I think in the past has not been the most mature or emotionally available. So they may make a lot of like promises, and without that self-awareness of like, can I actually keep this promise? They may have also in the past been afraid of your reaction if they told you the truth. So they kind of like left it open-ended with the hope that they were going to be able to deliver, and they never did. You just left you waiting, right, for a long time with the arrow drawn back. But what this person's coming in for, this is in the 3D, this isn't even in the 5D. I do feel like you guys meet in the astral, and this person, you know what it is? I don't even know if you guys full on meet in the astral. I think sometimes you do. A lot of the times I feel like you meet with this person's guides. It's like they send their guides to you in the astral because they're afraid to face you. Shouldn't laugh, I'm sorry. It's just kind of funny. It's kind of silly, but I mean, not really when you're going through it. It's annoying and fucking frustrating. But, like, it's so funny how even in the astral, this person feels like they're very timid around you. They're very intimidated by your energy. They're very intimidated, both spiritually and in the 3D. But you're planning here with the 2 of Wands. It's interesting because in the traditional tarot deck, there's only 2 cards that have the infinity symbol. It's the Magician and the Strength card. But this deck has a little smattering of them, and there's one over the Two of Wands. This is always a manifestation symbol for me. So it's like you're tapped into that Magician energy, and you're planning. You've got the whole world in front of you. You have options. You have different things you want to do. I feel like you're getting excited about your life because you know you're about to like take the fuck off. You know that you're about to, blow the hell up. Like this is about to be a very fortuitous time for you, a very prosperous time for you emotionally and materially. You know you're about to have some really good stuff because you've really done the work. So, and again, you're healing your energy in the astral. You might be like feeling like you have these like ups and downs in your energy or in like your sense of motivation, what you feel you can and can't do. This is that kind of healing process. So it's okay if you have back and forth a little bit. You are healing. Don't doubt that. You're healing. But the thing is, I think no matter what you end up choosing, you are determined to move forward, right? We have the fire at the end here. It's almost like she's got a wand that she is ready to launch, and we have so much wands energy. You are determined. You're like, I'm not screwing around, right? The Chariot, I'm going to be victorious. I'm going to be successful. There's the world imagery here, and the Chariot's about travel. Maybe you're going to move. Maybe you're thinking about traveling. Maybe you're contemplating an international business deal or a business trip elsewhere to kind of like expand, but you're moving forward, right? You're fixing and healing your energy. You've like gone through this rebirth. You see things in a new light now. You are going to be damn near untouchable. It's going to be beautiful. And this person knows it. This person knows if they want you on their team, if they want to be with you, if they want to be in your life, they have to hop on this now with the Ace of Wands reversed before this new beginning starts. It's like the Ace of Wands upright is very similar to the Magician in the sense of they're both about personal empowerment. And this person knows that you are seeing and about to fully seize your power and take off and run with it. And they want you on their team, or they want to be back in your life or back together before that happens, right? Before they lose the opportunity to be with you entirely. And they're becoming very aware of it, so much so that they are willing to come clean about whatever they've been keeping to themselves. And they're willing to actually deliver, right? And even if that means promising you less, even if that means giving you an I don't know or an answer you don't like, they would rather give you the truth because I think they understand that you value that more. Yeah, I cut the deck and we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. This person has not been fair to you and they know it. Four of Cups when I cut it again. This Four of Cups always looks like they're contemplating. I lost it. Oh, shoot. There it is. Always looks like they're contemplating. And we have two cups being poured out with two upright. This person went back and forth between whether or not to invest in you. Again, whether this is work or love, what have you, or whether or not to, to invest in this, like in you, in this connection, or whether or not to like just leave it and go. But by virtue of them contemplating and waiting so long, they ended up kind of like shortchanging you, and they're realizing that by staying in apathy, in boredom, and indecision, and non-committal energy, not making a decision is still a decision, right? It's still a choice. And they are responsible for the consequences of their action or lack thereof. So this person's kind of like getting this, like, I got to get my ass in gear energy. They know they've got to jump on this. Again, what you choose to do with their offer, totally up to you. I actually want to know what this is that they want to tell you, okay, or talk about. So Seven of Wands, the Emperor reverse. This is likely a masculine energy, could be an Aries. We had Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, and the Page of Cups is beneath that. I'll take it. And the King of Swords is beneath that. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this person wants to talk to you and wants to apologize. Again, whether they want to rekindle things or not, whether they want to try again, whether they want to offer you, offer you the job again. I feel like what this person wants to apologize for, they do have a lot of appreciation and affection for you. If you work with this person, they really like your attitude. They appreciate your hard work, your attention to detail with the painting is kind of what I'm getting. You might be kind of like a dreamer, or you have like these really unique creative ideas. They appreciate what you bring to the table. They see your value. Make no mistake about it. If this is somebody that you are interested in, you're friends with, this person really does have a lot of love for you. But what this person wants to share is they know that their love has been immature. Their love has been, passionate, excited, but inconsistent, and they know it. This is likely due to kind of some like childhood wounding, childlike behavior. They've been stunted in their growth. It's interesting, we have the page here and then we have the king here. This is somebody who does feel a lot, who feels very deeply, but they've been acting like a page and they know it. And the reason why is because with the 7 of Wands, they've been closed off to connections at some level. Again, most likely due to childhood wounding. And they might not put it in those words, but this would be like, hey, you know what? I wanted to say, like, can we try again? I wanted to apologize. I was not my best self. I should have been better to you. I should have been more fair to you. I was being immature. I was not really sure if I was ready to settle down, but you deserved more than that. For some of you, this person will just straight up want to apologize because they're looking to clear their conscience. They know they need to do this. They're being prompted by their spirit guides to do this. For others of you, this person wants to try again. I actually want to know, what does this person want from you moving forward? Yeah, it's that way. Nope, it's not that card. Okay. And then, yeah, that one. Okay, Temperance. Again, they definitely want healing. They want balance. They want the connection to be restored. They want to be redeemed in your eyes. They really do value your perspective, and they don't want you to think ill of them. The 10 of Swords reversed. Okay. The 2 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups. Okay, so this person, they want to apologize. They want to heal the past. They don't want bad blood between the two of you, especially if you are going to be moving, leaving, making a significant commitment that will, either in another relationship or in your business that will kind of take up your time or change the dynamic between the two of you. They don't want to leave the chapter you are exiting on bad terms. No matter what happens next, they want to end this story on a good note, because you guys do have a soul partnership. There's a lot of love and appreciation here. The feelings are mutual. The affection is mutual. I think this person doesn't really know what's going to happen next, and this is why they're trying to not make any promises, because they just don't know. And I think they've had a history of promising you things that they can't deliver on, and they're trying not to do that. This person also might not know what they exactly want for the future. They want to talk to you about it. They want to see where you're at. But this person at the very least wants to heal what has happened and let you know how valuable you are to them, how valued you are in general, and how important this connection has been to them. I think they want you in their life if they can have that, and they are willing to be flexible on the terms of what that looks like, because this person really doesn't want to disappoint you anymore is what I'm getting. So what are you healing in the astral? You're healing your energy, any fragmented energy, you're calling it back. You are just doing the last little kind of, dotting the I's and crossing the T's on calling in your power, because you are about to manifest a shitload of things. And I do want to pull about that really quickly, like what you are manifesting. I know we kind of touched on it a little bit already, but what you are manifesting. Again, 9 of Wands reversed. You're letting go of the struggle. It's like, you know what? Life should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be this hard, so I'm not going to let it be. Okay, you have the 8 of Cups. Wow, you have the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. Interesting. I feel like you're manifesting truth. You're manifesting the clarity and the power and confidence to walk away from what's not serving you. Because look, there's the stairs, there's the door with the eye on it. Stairs are always indicative of ascension. And the eye is like your intuition. You're manifesting the clarity and the courage to move away from things that you're attached to emotionally, but that aren't serving you, in order to move toward, your destiny, your calling, what's in alignment with you at the soul. And so, we have the star here as well, to be able to overcome any self-limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck in that process, right? To really move outside your limitations. I'm also getting with the 2 of Pentacles to balance 2 very different parts of your life, or 2 things that seem like they wouldn't go well together. So perhaps you're somebody who needs a sense of stability and security, but you also have a high need for novelty. You're looking to be able to to find balance in your life, right? I want to clarify that 2 of Pentacles really quickly, because I feel like there's a little more to the story. I think there's also things your guides aren't telling you right now. Okay, the King of Pentacles reversed, yeah. So there's that need for stability. Actually, it's this one. Okay, and that need for change. And the Hermit, okay. And the Star is reversed at the bottom. So what I feel like this is is you're in this period, especially in the astral, of soul searching and figuring out what you need. Once again, striking balance between change and things staying the same. This is very Scorpio, Taurus, axis kind of energy. Because right now I think you've been getting the worst of both worlds since they're both reversed. So what you're coming into is balance between your complex and sometimes competing needs in such a way that you feel fulfilled, and figuring out what that is to you, what that really means to you, because you may have been kind of playing by somebody else's rule book, somebody else's playbook, and that hasn't served you. So you're figuring out what your playbook needs to look like, regardless of what the labels are or what you thought you should be doing. It's really stepping into what is authentically going to be supportive and healthy for your energy. So I think this is just about everything I'm seeing for group 3. I hope that's been helpful. This is super duper cool. I am wishing you guys so much luck on this next step of your journey. I'm wishing you guys the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.